Hey guys, long time no see. We're sorry for the delayed update, but we've had a lot of things in process that we've wanted to communicate to you guys, and we were waiting for some of them to be settled. And they're kind of at a settled point, but we thought it was long overdue for an update. So here we are, sharing with you. One of those big things was my pending visa process. My visa application for renewal for another 3 years. Stay in South Africa was initially rejected, actually, because of some minor bureaucracy that was totally outside of our control. Actually, some stamp that they say one of the papers was supposed to have had. We're in the process of appealing it, but now we're kind of back to the waiting game where we just have to send all the documents back and they need to review them again. Shouldn't be a problem, but it is a long waiting game. There's been a lot of movement in our job actually recently as well, and we've had the opportunity to get a lot of training, and we want to share with you about some of those opportunities.
So probably the most significant recently has been that we went to a regional YWAM member care training. So it's several weeks intensive where we were in class 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, and then we had more training and meetings and collaboration in the evenings, and it was intense, but it was incredible. God did so much. We were able to get training in just a massive amount of areas that really affects member care and the missionaries that we're working with, from how do you fundraise as a South African in an African context and how different it is from America. How do you help staff members that are going through depression? How do you respond to suicide? How do you help to structure a member care program? What do you do with retirement for missionaries? Just this massive amount of information. And it's just helped us to be able to step more confidently into something that those 3 weeks really highlighted, that this is something that we're not only passionate about, it's something that we were equipped beforehand also to be able to step into. And this just added to it, and it has just come together into this season where we see that God is doing something really special in member care at our local base, in our local context. During that time, we were able to collaborate with the regional directors of member care who were helping to lead this course and this training. We were also able to collaborate with the other people from our base that joined in for the training. And so it just allowed us to dream and also move things forward at a much faster rate than we would have been able to if we hadn't been at this training. So it was such a gift and such an incredible opportunity. And during that time, actually, one of the regional directors saw that this is something that I am very passionate about, something that my experience and my training and something that I am made to do is member care. And so he's decided to help really develop these things in me for what it looks like now at our YWAM base, but also we're talking future, what it could look like long term. So that is just a totally unexpected, incredible opportunity that came out of this time.
Yeah, and immediately following that training, there was actually another training that I kind of had my interest particularly piqued by, that I attended while Katie was recovering from our previous training. And that is actually, some of you may have heard of it's kind of like a personality type test, but it's a test that's called the Clifton Strengths Finder, and it's a test that's designed by Gallup, the polling company, to help you identify what areas you have innate talent in and how to begin to develop those talents into strengths. So basically, it's not just a test, though. They have lots of information about how you can personalize each of those different things. And actually, one of the features of this process is that they have coaching that you can get on how to develop your particular themes or talents into strengths and how to manage them well, kind of like an exercising a muscle, if you will. And I had the opportunity to go to a week-long training on becoming one of the coaches that helps people walk along through that process of discovering what their strengths are and how to apply it to their lives. And so that was kind of a really exciting opportunity for me to kind of get further training and equipping. In other news, we are going to be on Friday heading back to North America for a season. Some of you may know that we signed on for another 5 years here in South Africa, which we were not intending on doing when we first came. So what that means is that we have a whole bunch of loose ends to tie up, and particularly in North Carolina. I have a bunch of stuff in storage. I actually have one more class in summer school that I still need to take, and I need to sell my car, and just a whole bunch of things. So basically, if you're in North Carolina and you have time, we would love to see you because we have time in North Carolina. That 6 weeks of class is kind of enforcing a present season. So we want to fill that with seeing as many of you as possible. Also, I need to sell my car. It's a 2007 Toyota Yaris with 160,000 miles. If you need a car, it's in great condition. It's being taken care of by some friends of ours in North Carolina. If you need a car, that's a good car. After that, we're briefly going to California.
Mm-hmm. Which, also, just to add, we will be on the East Coast in general. So if you're on the East Coast, we would also like to see you if possible. So just message us. If you're on the East Coast, if you're visiting the East Coast and there's an opportunity, that's when we have time and we would love to be able to see you. When we come to California, which will be afterwards, we're only there for just a couple days. And during that time, I'm going through everything I own to be able to have a yard sale. And it's a very quick, brief couple days. It's a bit stressful, and we don't have time, sadly, to be able to see people because our entire intent on coming to the West Coast is to wrap up those things. We're going to be having a yard sale at the end of the week, and then just tying up those loose ends, and that's all that we have time to be able to do, as last summer was our West Coast trip to be able to see and spend time with you all. So, we just want to let you know that that is happening, but also, we're going to be having a yard sale. If you are planning on having a yard sale this summer, let's talk. Maybe we can collaborate and do a yard sale together. I'm also selling a car that I own in California. It is an amazing car. It's a 2011 Versa. It only has 70,000 miles on it. It's a great car. So if you're looking for a new car, that's a great option as well. Send me a message and we can talk. So we just want to let you know that these things are happening. The yard sale will be about mid-July. And if you do want to see us, that's probably your only opportunity to be able to stop by. And we just wanted to mention that. We'll send some details closer to that time. But yeah, we just wanted to update you on all these amazingly exciting things that have been happening. From Ben being developed in Strengths Finders that he's so good at, to the things we've been learning about member care and all the things moving forward with our job, which are still in process. It's a bit too early for us to share with you the specific details quite yet. We are very eager to share with you, but it's just going to be a little bit more time before we feel like that will be right. So until then, please keep us in your prayers as we travel. And whether or not we see you, we think of you, we pray for you very often. And thank you so much for your support. Love you so much.
See ya.
Bye.